So now let's look at what we're dealing with here with Chief Meteorologist Sarah Knox. Sarah, a different scene here, but definitely some snow up north and west from where we are. We saw the rain though here today.
Yeah, we're seeing a little of it right now still, Cami, although it's starting to chew its little changeover from those rain droplets, a little bit of the mist, to more maybe a little bit of that frozen drizzle, if you want to call it that, flurries, if you will. However, not many of us seeing the white just yet. You can see Mason City showing the low-hanging clouds, same with Rochester, a little bit of that moisture on the camera. Things are wet outside, and unfortunately, that's not necessarily a good thing, especially as temperatures are already beginning to drop below the freezing point. Mason City, a prime example right there, currently sitting at 31 degrees, so that is 1 degree below freezing here on the surface. Now, the further to the east we go, it is still a little warmer. We've got 36 in Decorah, 39 in Caledonia, 40 still in La Crosse, but all of these temperatures will continue to drop pretty quickly as we come into the evening, and that is because of what's coming on in from the west. So let's get to it. Satellite and radar, it's what we all been waiting to see. As we've gone through the last couple hours, not a ton to see in our immediate area, but snow already coming down, pretty heavy wet snow in the Twin Cities. That's important to note for anybody who may be traveling further to the north to the cities or beyond. And now it is all starting to come our way. Not necessarily picking up some of the mist or drizzle that we're seeing, more looking at some of those bigger droplets. And you can see right around here, right around 35 coming straight into our area, we're seeing that changeover from rain into snow as the cooler temperatures finally make their move. Zooming things out, here is the center of the low pressure system responsible for bringing this all to the upper Midwest, and will be responsible for keeping it here as we go through the overnight. So moving over to Futurecast, it's important to note that this leading edge here, kind of that very early light snowfall, but it's also really something to note as we head into the rest of tonight that it's just going to keep moving to the east. All part of that nice spin. By 1 a.m., we're looking a little more widespread, some pockets of heavier snowfall, very possible, as we saw. A lot of this changing back over from rain, so there's some warmer moisture there, but it's really once we get kind of closer to the start of the day as the sun is slowly trying to rise behind all those clouds that things do get very cold very quickly. Here we are around 7 a.m. Most of the snow further to the south has moved out. We might even see a little of that sunshine trying to break through the cloud cover, but it's still going to make a lot of headaches as we head even into the early afternoon. This is right around midday as even some of that snow lingers. The bigger thing to go along with the snow is we've got wind. So it's not only something that we're watching with the snowfall, it's the blowing snow situation, the fact that whiteout conditions will be possible, particularly during the heaviest points of this snow coming down, which happens to fall overnight. Winter weather advisory going into effect at midnight until 9 a.m. on Wednesday for many of us. Winter storm warning there in Steele County. 1 to 4 inches of snow possible. As we can see here, potential snowfall. Most of it aiming further to the north, especially as we get into Wisconsin. Now on to the wind, because that's also something to note. Through the morning hours, those winds staying strong with gusts nearing 50 miles per hour. Blowing snow, strong winds, icy potential on the roads. That's what's going to make this very tricky of a commute tomorrow morning. So travel conditions not looking the best, Cami, but hey, things do get better as we head into a cold Thanksgiving.